Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 5. So once again we're in A-Class Street Racing, and today we're taking a look at the 2022 Toyota GR86 and taking a look at what it can do in online racing. So yeah, I've already got my eye in with a race before this one, just to see what it can do, and yeah, really rather impressed by the handling. Top speed is not the best, it is certainly the weak element of this car, but yeah, handling, initial acceleration, mid-range acceleration as well is pretty good, and yeah, but the handling itself is excellent. It darts about like a housefly basically, so yeah, let's hopefully capitalise on that big strong point. Like I said, the top speed is not the greatest here. There's certainly going to be far faster cars at the top end. Hopefully that is not something that comes into play too much. The Audi just didn't see me there, instead of trying to ram me out of the way. Love this car in stock form, and I really do enjoy what I've done with it here, which we'll talk about some more in a moment. For now, let's just concentrate on racing. Probably can notice some differences between this and the standard car outside of the sheer improvement in terms of acceleration. That is obviously the higher amount of revs that we've got going on. The standard car could rev to about 7,000, we're now revving to more than 8, or thereabouts. So yeah, it's definitely a noticeable improvement. Doing as well in this race as we did in the previous one. We got 4th place in the test run of this car, so not as well, but when we get into the main lobby of this video we'll do better. Fact is, we're keeping up with a much more powerful Audi. Impressive enough as far as I'm concerned. It's pulling away from me a little bit now. Still, there we go. That was a pretty fun race. Just a shame that we didn't get quite a high up place in it overall. But still, 60th is hardly the worst, considering how many were there? 11. So yeah, just around the halfway mark there. And we've beaten a couple of serious competition cars like the RX-7 Spirit R, which is hardly a bad car even in stock form, a new Supra, and a Lotus Elise, which again are hardly bad cars. So yeah, let's get out of this lobby and take a look at the stats. So yeah, 20 points only overall out of 2 races, not particularly great to be honest, but still, at least it's not bottom of the leaderboard. So yeah, this is still rear-wheel drive, still has a naturally aspirated engine. Those haven't changed, didn't want to change those at all, because at the end of the day that's kind of what makes this car as good as it is. The all-wheel drive would make it feel bulky and it would put more weight on, and naturally giving it a turbocharger or even a supercharger would kind of spoil the character of the car somewhat as well. So it's still naturally aspirated and still rear-wheel drive. Now has a race transmission, purely put that on to get a little bit more top speed out of the car, although it's not made a massive difference, but it's definitely better than it was without it. And yeah, as you'd expect, it's got more power, more torque, less weight and it's a larger engine as well. So again, major improvements all around in that regard. It's also had race brakes added onto it, sport suspension, race anti-roll bars front and rear, race weight reduction, race gearbox, and race driveline. And it's also now got slick tyres that are wider at the front and the rear. So, yeah. That's one reason why it handles so great. It's got slick tyres, which I was able to manage to squeeze onto this car. So, yeah, as you can see by the stats, all pretty good all round, to be honest. The braking is excellent. It stops on a dime, pretty much. The launch is fairly good for what is a rear-wheel drive car. Acceleration is solid, and the handling and speed are also pretty good as well, although, like I said, the speed is easily the weaker part of this car, as it handles, stops, accelerates, and launches far better than its top speed is, which unfortunately is only 168 miles an hour, which, yeah, easily we're going to find cars that are quicker than that at the top end. But like I said, it's not, top speed generally isn't a big factor on these races. There's very few straights that you can get up to more than 170 on, but they do exist, so that's something that we're going to have to be wary of. Hopefully make up time before we get to them. So yeah, hopefully we won't get outpaced on the straights. It's not like it's awful at the top end. It does eventually get there, but it's pretty much out of oomph at around 150. After that, it's a lot slower in terms of gaining speed. But as you can see here, straight, there isn't really any real big straights, so we should be good here. He's lagging all over the place. Ferrari definitely has more power and top speed than we do. For God's sake. So annoying when other people crash into an AI car and it then has a backfiring effect on you. Side by side, a Ferrari is kind of impressive, to be honest, given we've got way less power than it does. Even in stock form, that Ferrari is going to have more power than we do. We kind of outbraked ourselves a bit there. And as you can see, the handling is just sublime. I don't think we've stepped out once in terms of oversteer yet. There are hints of understeer at times, but you have to be really pushing it for that to be the case. Well, there we go, there's the oversteer. The Ferrari missed a checkpoint though, so we've inherited 4th place. Which is where we'll stay. So yeah, that's a fairly decent start to this lobby. As you see, the handling there is nigh on perfect. It does step out a little bit coming out of corners, as we saw there in one of the corners before we finished, but still impressive enough, especially given in terms of pure power and torque. It's not got the most amount, as it now has 300 horsepower, which is an increase of 72 over the standard car, and 230 pounds-feet of torque, which again is an increase, this time with 46 extra pounds-feet of torque. It's now a 2.5 litre flat 4 instead of a 2.4, so not a big increase in terms of the cubic capacity, but definitely does what Toyota intended to with the larger engine in the standard car, which is give it more torque, which is definitely helpful. And it now weighs 2,341 pounds, which is a massive 470 pounds less than the standard car, which is where it gets a lot of its acceleration as well as the handling and launch, because there's just so little weight there going on, so that it's just not throwing any of the power or the torque away on any weight, and neither is it struggling to get the car off the line because of any additional weight. So yeah, which is what I believe all-wheel drive would have added. Yes, it would have improved the launch off the line, but that's really all that I'm thinking it would have improved, because it would have added extra weight, additional diff, more of a driveline is always going to do that. So yeah, but I like how this handles, and I don't think it handles bad at all. It's not got the highest stats for the handling, granted, and you could definitely get more out of it with a rear wing or a front splitter or both, but I just like how this looks pretty much stock. I think the only thing that's different about it in terms of the way it looks is the lower ride height with the sports suspension, but you'd have to be a very eagle-eyed person to notice the difference in that. So yeah, it's even in the same white paint that it comes with when you win it in the festival playlist for 20 points. So yeah, very stock looking. I like doing cars like that. I tend not to make cars look flashy or massively different to their stock versions unless I'm building a car to look like something that exists in real life or has done, like a movie car for instance. But yeah, outside of that, yeah, that's the way I like my cars to look. So yeah, let's move on to this second race. Took a little longer than I expected to load up there, don't know why. New players maybe? Yeah, looks like it. Got another Ferrari, got a Jeep Trackhawk, got a Datsun 280Z, but I think everyone else is the same. Yeah, looks like it. A lot of lag going on. Jeep has messed up that corner, as expected. Swoop through the middle. Oh, for God's sake. Why can't people just realise that someone's on the inside? I was right up alongside that BMW. There's no way in hell they could have noticed that. No. Intentionally ran me into the wall. Players on this game, I swear. Exactly what kind of enjoyment are you exactly getting out of doing that? So, I don't know. We have to try and claw our way back, which is probably nigh impossible given these races are woefully short. Nowhere near long enough for my liking. Oh yeah, that's my fault there. Fucking saw that, but I couldn't do anything about it. AI car just resting in the middle. They should go in ghost mode when they're quite clearly like that. It's an unnecessary object for everyone to have to dodge. I've set back to 8th. That was a disaster. Not entirely my fault, but also I did race 100% perfect myself. I did hit a wall or two, but yeah, getting crashed into the wall by the BMW i8 there, which didn't even, manage to finish. think, yeah, he quit out. So again, he's ruined someone's race for what? Just to immediately quit out. That's even more annoying. It's not even like he won to inconvenience and ruin my race. He just simply bugged out because he doesn't give a toss at the end of the day. So yeah, unfortunately we could not show off this car in its best light in that race, but still, the acceleration has definitely been improved. It's now can do 0 to 60 in 4.078 seconds, which is, yeah, more than a second quicker than standard, as that could do 5.4 in its original form, and it can now do 0 to 100 in 9.206 seconds, which is more than 4 seconds faster than standard. In fact, more than 4.5 seconds quicker than standard, as that it could do 13.783 seconds to 100 originally. So, yeah, definitely a sharp, much quicker car in terms of acceleration. Top speed, like I said, is only 168, but that is still 19 mile an hour than standard. So, yeah, decent enough in that regard. So, not quite as big of an increase as everything else that's been done to this car, but an increase regardless, and yeah, this definitely will be a lot less competitive with that original top speed. So yeah, we're definitely better off for it. Just a shame that we can't have any more top speed out of this. Even 170-ish would be helpful, but unfortunately that's not the case. Ferrari's completely missed the checkpoint. Well, let's inherit third place because everyone's crashing into each other or failing to drive properly. Guess that's one and the same though, to be honest. So other people don't have quite the excellent brakes that I do. Driving a Jaguar Mark III in the early 60s with ABS and no one else does. The RX-7 definitely has those on the straights. We definitely have him on the handling. Tortoise in the hair. Tortoise wins. Right, now let's get past this Audi and then we can finally get a win. Second place is still good enough for me, even if we don't. That's a vast improvement over the last race and definitely improvement over the first. Yeah, we're gonna struggle to keep ahead of the RX-7 through this bit. Definitely have the handling over him, but he's just got the edge in terms of acceleration. But still, it's a podium position and one that was earned, and not having to crash into anyone to get it. So yeah, obviously I did inherit some of the places there from other people doing stupid things, but that's their fault, not mine. And at the end of the day, I haven't, you know, inherited that position by crashing people into walls or anything like that. So yeah, excellent car though. Oh, sorry, slight burp. Excellent car though overall, and yeah, really enjoy driving it in this form. Just as much as I enjoy driving it in standard form though, to be fair. And yeah, it's reasonably competitive. Obviously I could make it even more competitive, but I like my cars the way I like them in terms of the way I upgrade them, and yeah, this is my kind of ideal car. Really good handling, good acceleration, just a shame about the top speed, but can't have everything with a car. You know, there is some compromise when it comes to, you know, upgrading cars on this game. So yeah, still got us third place overall in the lobby, which yeah, is a decent position overall. But yeah, nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.